So starting off, I deleted my light, so you want to do that. And then with your cube selected, we're going to go to the modifier panel and select subdivision surface. Then we want to change our levels viewpoint to 2. Okay, so we're going to be making a snowman for the snow globe. Okay, so now we'll right click shade smooth, and then you can go ahead and move that up. And let's get straight here. So I'm just going to press. You gotta decide which way you're kind of wanting this to be. X, Y. Oh, definitely not Z. Okay, I think I'm gonna have my X as my frontal view. So just try to remember that, as we might all get confused. You can have your frontal view be a Y if you'd like, but anyway. So now I'm gonna duplicate this. So I'm gonna hold Shift and D. And if you kind of hold Shift with it, it should stay on the line. And then we're gonna scale this one to make it a bit bigger. And that's kind of up to you how you want to do that. Then we're going to make another one. So Shift and D, and you can press Z to keep it along that blue line. This might not look so smooth. Okay, so I'm going to increase my levels to 3 because it's not as smooth as I wanted it. And just kind of get those how you want it and get that lined up where you want it to be. I'm going to have mine touch for now. I'm going to zoom in here. So I'm going to add a UV sphere. And I want to go ahead and shade that smooth. Go ahead and scale that down. If you want, you can, transform this some other way. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this by using Shift and D. And I want it along the Y axis. Kind of look at those there. So these look like they need to be rotated a little bit back. So I'm going to get my rotation. Rotate them up a little bit. And maybe now they can be scooted back. Okay, so I'm gonna hold off on the nose for now. I'm going to do like little blush marks on the snowman. And I'm just gonna use this as to start off with. So I'm gonna duplicate this, holding Shift and D. And then I'm going to make it different and flatter. Rotate it. Okay. I'm gonna leave that just like that for now. And I'm gonna do like his mouth. So holding Shift and D. That out a little bit. So we'll probably have to change the size of this. We'll have to see. I'm gonna make these smaller. Okay, so for the carrot nose, we're going to add a mesh cube. Let's go ahead and bring it up here, scale it down. Make it longer. We can always resize it, so I'm going to leave it pretty big for now. Then we're going to go to our modifier panel, add subdivision surface, increase your viewport to 2. Okay, so now let's take the nose into edit mode. And I'm going to push the slash key, and that's just going to make it to where I only see the nose. So again, slash. And to bring it back, you just slash again, okay? We're going to do a loop cut. So let's do Control R, and we're going to move this loop cut back here. So now what we're going to do is get our face select, and we want to select the top face here, and we're going to scale this inward to kind of make it pointy there. Okay, then we're going to press Control R again and bring this down a little ways. Click it in place. Okay, and then you just keep messing with it if it's not to your liking. Maybe a little pointier. Okay. Okay, so I'm thinking that looks more carrot-like as I move this forward. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into object mode. I'm going to click on slash to bring that back. I can right-click and shade that smooth. You can adjust it if needed. Okay, so now for the hat. I'm going to add a cylinder first. I'm going to go ahead and drag that upwards, and I'm going to flatten it out for like the top of the hat. I'm going to place it there. I might change it up, but okay, so I'm going to drag this up. Sorry. I'm going to drag that up. I'm going to add another cylinder. I'm going to go ahead and first scale this smaller. Okay, and I'm going to go to edit mode, and I'm going to click on, or get my face select, click on the top, and I'm going to scale the top to make it smaller, just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to come down here, select this face. Oh, sorry, got to go to object mode, select this one, edit mode, select this face, and I'm going to inset it. To make a hole for the head. Okay, so now I'm going to just press X to delete those faces. So what I want to do is I'm going to go back to object mode. I want to see, I'm going to go ahead and shade these smooth. And I'm going to kind of give the hat tilt. Maybe not. Maybe a little tilt backwards. Okay, so I'm not really liking this shape here. I'm going to go into edit mode. I have this selected. I'm going to scale this out. I actually want it wider, or scale it in. I don't know. And maybe, yeah, I think I want the top to be wider and the bottom to be shorter. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is make a loop cut here for that ribbon. So I'm going to do Control R, bring that down. Now I'm going to use my face select, holding Alt, select these faces, and I want to extrude them along normals. A bit there for that. Okay, I'm going to take that back to object mode. Now, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead on this rim here and do subdivision surface. So I'm not crazy about the way it looks. I like the way that looks better. I'm gonna expand it out a little bit. I want to make sure that this fits okay there. Okay, so again, with this top part of the hat, I'm going to go into edit mode and I'm going to bevel these edges here. So with your edge select, hold on Alt, select that edge and get your bevel tool. And you want to do the scroll with your mouse to make that smoother there. Just however you like it, much better. Okay, so let's go ahead and start renaming some of these files. Okay, so I have here top hat. Actually, I'm going to put hat and then dash top. This one I'm going to put hat. Ooh, what do I do? Hat dash bottom. Nose. Okay, so I have snowman, snowman 1, snowman 2. This is eye left. So technically you're supposed to use dots, but whatever. And I dot R. This is his blush. Okay, so I can delete that one. And then these are all his mouth. So I'm going to put mouth dot 001 mouth dot 002 mouth dot 003 mouth dot 004 mouth dot 005. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to make a new collection. So I'm going to do new collection. Nope, not inside. Come up here, new collection. It's down here. This is going to be our snowman. So all of our snowman elements will be in here. Why does that have a line on it? I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to select all of my snowman parts. Oh, I have the camera in there. I don't want the camera. So let me move that to snowman and blush to snowman. Okay, so all our snowman parts are in there. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to use these circles here, or even the one on the eye. And you're going to duplicate it to make your 3 here. I'm going to go ahead and use this one because this one should be centered. So I'm going to press Shift and D and press Z to make it go along that axis. I'm going to bring it out and I'm going to go ahead and scale it, make it a little bit bigger. And then I'll fix it in a second. I'm going to hold Shift and D again, press Z to line that up. And one more time, Shift and D, Z. Okay. And I might move these later because I am going to add a scarf. Okay. So to add a scarf, I'm going to add a cube. So I'm going to add mesh cube. I'm going to go ahead and bring that up here by his neck. I'm going to go to add modifier, subdivision surface, and change that to 3. And I'm going to go and scale this a little bit, maybe. And I'm going to rotate it a little bit just so it's not like completely straight. And what I want to do is right click, shade that smooth. It's kind of up to you, whatever you think that you like there. I'm going to rotate it again. For the scarf, I'm going to use a cube again. Okay, I'm going to move this up towards the middle. I'm going to go ahead and scale it, flatten it out. And I'm going to make it thinner. Bring it up. And just think about like the thickness of your scarf. Now, of course, it's 3D, so we want it to be at least a little bit thick so that we can play around with it and things like that. And then we can always make it thinner if we need to. Okay, so I am going to come with my scarf and add a subdivision surface. I'm going to increase that to 2. And now I need to go and make some loop cuts here. So I'm going to push Control R, and I'm going to use my mouse to scroll and make mini loop cuts there. Okay. Then I just want to do one for now in the center. Okay, I'm going to select, press A to select all, and I'm going to kind of move that over and thinking that's a little too thin. So I'm going to get my scale tool and scale that out a bit. I'm going to bring it forward. I'm going to rotate it a little. Okay, I'm going to go back object mode, and I'm going to go ahead and shade that smooth. I'm going to go back to edit mode. And then what we're going to start do is messing with the vertices. Okay. When you do that, you probably want to make sure that you're in X-ray mode for that so that you can really see, so that you can select both points at the same time. For example, these, and then we can work on moving these. So maybe for one, we need to bring it closer. So maybe I need all of these and then come down here. Okay, so just kind of start moving these a little bit at a time. If you need to, you might have to toggle back and forth between the X-ray mode, but it's just easier to grab both points with X-ray mode on. So like I want this to be touching. Turn this back on. Whoop. Turn that back on. Move that forward and up a little bit. Once you have them selected, you can turn it off if you need to kind of see better what you're doing. Turn it back on. Next. One thing I want to do is add like some movement to the scarf because it is a little straight. So definitely want to have X-ray mode for that to select each little stripe that you're going to move. And then you can just kind of move that over. Again, turn on X-ray. Too much. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate this. So I'm going to hold Shift and D. Whoa. Duplicate. Oh, I think I duplicated this. Hold on. Make sure I didn't. I did. I want 2 of those. Okay, so hold on, Shift and D. Make a copy of that. Take it into edit mode. For one, I'm going to want this to be lower, kind of like it's underneath. Okay, so I'm going to go back to object mode. I feel like I need to raise this one up a little bit. It's kind of getting tucked behind. So I'm going to grab these. I'm fine with that. Let's see. Okay, next we're gonna do the arms. Now, if you want, you can just do stick arms, whatever. I'm gonna do like kind of like a stick arm that's up so I can maybe make it wave. And then I'm going to put a mitten or a glove on it. So that way I don't have to worry about making like actual fingers and all that, or stick hands, which you can do it completely stick hands, whatever. That's up to you. One thing I do want to do is come and rename some of these. So this is my scarf. I'm going to put dash neck because it's around the neck. This is going to be scarf 2, and then this one scarf 1. I think I have everything named. Okay, so now I'm going to add a mesh cylinder for the arms, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of bring this up, bring it over a little bit, and I'm going to first scale it to make it skinny, make it long, skinny, long. You can always make it shorter. So actually, I'm going to make it a little bit shorter, maybe a little bit skinnier. You want to make sure when you're making it skinnier to use the white, because if you start using this green one, you're going to see it messes with the shape. Unless you want that shape, then by all means, go for it. Let's see, I don't want them too tiny. Maybe right there. Okay, so first what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and try to rotate this like how I would put it on, maybe right here. Let me look on the side, bring it up just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and shade that smooth. So because I want it to wave, I do want it to have like a slight bend in the arm. So I'm going to change this to local and then make this a little bit shorter. Okay, now I'm going to take that to edit mode. And I'm going to grab my face select, grab this face. I'm going to extrude this out first. And then I want to move this so it kind of has a tilt. And maybe a little bit more. And I want to move this in a little more. Okay, I'm going to go back to edit mode. I want this here to be straightened a little bit. So I'm going to rotate that a little bit that way. Okay, so I have that arm. I'm not going to mirror it yet. Actually, I'm not even going to mirror it because then it would be, they would both be up and I don't want them to both be up. But I'm not going to worry about the other arm just yet because I'm going to go ahead and do the glove. Now I found my image. Okay, so I'm going to add reference, add image reference. If my image is right here. So just find an image that you want to use for the hands. Unless you're doing stick hands, then that's fine. I'm going to move my image out here. And what I want to do first is I want to straighten this one out. I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate it to kind of give it a straight here. So I'm looking at this one, not worried about this one. And now I'm going to make this mitten in 3 parts because I've already tried this. And I could not figure it out with one whole part because of this. And so I'm going to use 3 cubes to make the reference image. So I'm going to add a mesh cube. Go ahead and pull it up here. And kind of make this close to there. It doesn't have to be exact. Make it a little bigger. I'm going to turn on my X-ray and scale it in. Okay, so that should be pretty good for that. Then what I want to go ahead and do is make this thinner because that's going to be a way too large. I mean, way too wide. So I'm just gonna make it thinner. I can always make it thicker later, but I want that size to be good. So that way I can go ahead and duplicate this. So Shift and D, duplicate it. And I'm gonna just I'm gonna make it overlap a little bit. And then even though it doesn't matter because I'm gonna have to scale this anyway, it's gonna change it. So make sure you have the right one selected. Let's scale it and I'm gonna scale it down. And I can scale a little more. I mean, it doesn't really matter how much leeway you leave it, but okay, so I think I'm okay with that. So then you'll see that now they're the same thickness, so we shouldn't have to worry about them being different thicknesses. And then we're going to duplicate one more time. Get this lined up. So I'm going to grab this one, hold Shift and D. Press C, get it there. Okay, duplicate this one, and then I'm going to scale this one. Okay, so I have my 3 parts. I'm gonna do this part first. I'm gonna go to click on this one and go to edit mode. I'm gonna get no, I'm actually gonna do loop cuts. I'm gonna do Control R and I'm gonna scroll with my mouse to give it a few segments. I might have to add more later. I'm not sure. I'm gonna do maybe 2, maybe 3 here. Okay. Then you want your vertex select. Again, you have to be in X-ray mode and you have to always click and drag over the points so that it selects both ends because then you'll have one mitten looking here and one looking something else over there. Okay. So you can just get started there. Start moving things around. To trace the outside of the mitten. And if you're doing something similar to mine, you definitely want to point right there. I think I'm going to add one more cut here. And then this, you just want to leave a little overlap so that you're able to connect the thumb to the mitten part. You can leave a little overhang here. That way this can inset into there. So I'm not going to worry too much about that part. Okay, so I've got that one down, back into object mode. I'm going to select the other one now. Go to edit mode, X-ray, make some loop cuts. So Control R. I'm going to do the more the merrier. And then maybe 2 going this way. Okay. I'm going to zoom in here. Vertex select. And I'm not sure where to start. Here. I think I'm going to move this one here to this point. So what I want to do is kind of move all these down for a second because I'm really going to move this one. Okay, kind of look at that. I think it looks okay. Go in object mode. Okay, I'm going to grab this bottom one now. Edit mode, and I'm going to make some loop cuts here. I'm gonna do 3 and then 4. Okay. And I'm going to, is it almost time to go? Okay. I'm gonna start here. Okay, I'm gonna go look at that now. Object mode, turn this off. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add, I'm gonna grab all of these and add subdivision surface. Did it do all of them? No. So I'm gonna do that to each of these. I wanna shade them all smooth. I'm gonna select them all, shade smooth. I'm gonna get rid of this. So I'm gonna click on my image, delete it, don't need it anymore. I'm not done with these yet, so actually I'm gonna take this off. And I'm gonna shade these flat. And I'm not done yet. Okay, so I want to join these two. So I'm gonna hold shift, select both, right click, join. That doesn't join them though. Okay, see they're still disconnected. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hover over this one, press L to select it. I'm gonna move it over. Okay, so what we're gonna do is again, ooh. Okay, gonna try again. Get my knife. No, not you. There. Okay, I need that because I need to connect those. So anyway, now I'm gonna hover over this one, press L, scoot it over. Okay, I need to delete these two sides over here. So I'm gonna get my face select, click on it, delete faces, delete faces. Okay, then over here, I need to delete this whole side. So delete faces, delete faces. Okay, oh, deleted too much there. Why? Okay, press over this one again. We're gonna bring it closer. Okay, so what we have to do is basically line these up. So what I'm gonna need to do first is I need to move this. Oh no, this one I didn't delete. Okay. So I'm gonna move these two dots on this side up a little bit so that they're kind of level with these. And then looks like this one is still too far down. Okay, I'm gonna select this, bring it a little closer. Okay, so I have a lot of vertices looking at it this way, and I only have a few here, so I'm gonna need to add some more. So I need to get my loop cut and kind of just make some loop cuts where these are so that I have something to connect it with. And then I need to decide where I want to move these. So I'm going to select this one and this one. And I need to decide if I move it up or down. Actually, let me move these up. Okay, so those would connect. I'm just going to kind of move these up so that they're not so close together. And then I'm going to make some cuts here. So Control R. Okay, I don't know why that one's not working. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to have to fix it. Okay, so I'm going to try to use my knife. Need these to connect. Enter. Oh, what about that? I think I'm still missing one. So if that one connects to there, same thing over here. Sorry, I know this is a lot of trouble, but I need to scoot this over. It's a little too far over. Okay. Okay. Get my knife. Enter. Okay, so I need to add a cut right here. So I'm missing one. Oh, that one added the whole way. Good. So I can move this one up a little. Okay, so those fit. I'm missing one here. Right? Oh, wait. Huh? Oh, no. So this can move up. This moves up. Okay, that makes sense. Now what you got to do, I'm going to move this over again a little bit. So we're going to connect all of these. So I'm just going to select the one on the left, then the one on the right, press M to merge, and I'm going to merge it at last because that's my, and I'm always going to make sure to pick this one last so that it merges in the same spot. So again, I'm just holding shift, selecting both of these, pressing M to merge, and then selecting at last, and then it'll merge at the last point that you selected. I'm gonna do the same thing here. This time I'm gonna select this one on this side first, and I'm gonna merge last on still the same size, side. Okay. I want to see what this looks like with the subdivision surface. Increase that to 3. Looks a little funny there, so I'm going to see if I can fix that. If not, I'm just not going to worry about it. Oh, it looks like there's 2 points there, which is not good. What is this? That's why it's messed up. I guess I didn't see that. Yeah, somehow that's not connected, or I misconnected it. So I'm going to bring that down. I'm going to click that, merge at last. Okay, there we go. That looks better. I don't really care what the back looks like because you're not going to see it. Okay, it looks like just maybe right here I need to fix this. I feel like it's not even. Okay, so now I'm going to go back. I'm going to shade this smooth. So right click, shade smooth. And now I want to join this to this. So I'm going to select both of those, right click, join, edit mode. I'm going to push, hover over this and press L and make sure that I have this situated where I want it. How did that get connected? I don't know. I'm not worried about it right now. Just kind of get that how you want it. Okay, I think I'm good. I just think it needs to be a little wider. So I'm going to press A and scale it make it a little thicker here. And then I want this to be wider, so I'm going to get the faces here at the bottom and extend it this way. Okay, so I'm going to go back to object mode and I'm going to situate this on my stick arm. And then if it doesn't quite fit in the arm, again, you can't see that, so I don't know how much you're worried about that, but I'm going to try to fix it so that it'll fit over that. See if I move it here, still sticking out. Okay, let's see. Rotate this. Oh, hello. Want it up here. Rotate, put that back. So one thing I can do is go here and go to edit mode and select this, make this smaller. So I'm going to scale this inward, go back to object mode. There, now it'll fit in there. Okay, so now I'm going to grab this and I'm going to duplicate it holding Shift and D. And I'm going to just rotate it. The reason I'm not mirroring it, and if you want your both hands to be exactly the same, you could totally mirror it, but I don't want them to be the same. I want one to be going down. Okay, and then I'm going to duplicate this, Shift and D. And I think I'm okay with that. Okay, so we're going to add two things. You don't have to add these exact two things. We're going to do a tree and we're going to do a gift. And then you can decide later if it looks a little too cluttered. But so we're going to start off with a gift. So I'm going to make, right now we have all the snowman stuff again. Let me go back and rename this.